I'm wishing on a dream. And I wish that all that I see. Let's wait for a few people to jump on. It's night time. Oh, how quickly can we get a few people on? I'm so shadow banned. I have never been a shadow banned in my life. This is to the extreme now. The shadow ban is brutal. I've got about 22, 23 videos that have been taken off within the past week. Just disappeared. So my videos are they're just taking them off. And I think somebody, 1 or 2 or 10 people out there are going out of their way. I don't know whether it's bots, but to complain about my videos. So I've noticed some of my videos that I talk about my crystals that I believe help heal physical pain. Loads of them are disappearing like crazy. So just so you know, let me show you where we are right now, guys. Welcome to Pyramids of Chi. So I came here last year and the experience wasn't overly great. I wasn't in a bad place, I was okay, just didn't feel good. So the other night I thought I'm going to try again. It was a lady from Estonia who, let me show you. This was the pyramid we were inside. There was about 55, 60 people in there. Oh, lightning. There you go, a bit of lightning for you. 55 and 60, yeah, maybe 70 people in there. I was in the far corner, right in the corner. And the air conditioning was blowing out, so it was a little bit cold. But I was exhausted. I've been exhausted since I've got here. Strange things happened. And still happening now, actually. Last night I was bit all over my body by what I think is a spider, not a mosquito. It was a spider or spiders in my room. Literally every hand all over me is bitten really bad, like all over my body. So, and it's a really clean, beautiful room, but I think it's underneath the bed and it comes out at night and just sets on either biting or doing whatever it does. So I woke up this morning, I had like tons of bites. And strange thing. The first few nights I had a spiritual experience and I saged the room, and yes, it was better. But I went to reception and I said, do you have another room lower down? And they said, we have submarine. I went, okay, can I have a look at it? And it's a lovely room. And I thought, I'm going to try this other room and see if that spirit comes into this room, that very dark and demonic spirit. No issues at all with this room. Really interesting. But yeah, I've been bit every night. But anyway, I didn't sleep right much up until 2 days ago. And in there, the night that I was exhausted, I kind of fell asleep in there while the sound therapy was going on. So it was sound therapy. They've got about 100 different spiritual tools that they use, gongs, all sorts of stuff. And the lady sings a little bit as well. So there was something different about that night than tonight. That night something happened very powerful. Tonight I came back just to double check, and nothing happened tonight at all. And it made me realise something. It made me realise, and it's more of a confirmation than anything else, depending on who is in the room depends on your experience. Now, you're going to say it's bullshit, but I really think there's something in it. I think there's something in that. So, nothing tonight at all. It was, I just, the frequency and vibration was a little bit dark, a little bit demonic. It wasn't pure love and joy. It was, at one point, it felt like it was conjuring up something dark. Whereas, and this is the same lady doing it. So this is really interesting. Things are really starting to show themselves. Literally, things are starting to show themselves like never before. And I think that's the same as on the level of TV, government. They're starting to show themselves. They're not frightened. They're showing themselves. And I think evil's doing the same. I think demonic is not frightened anymore. It doesn't fear anything. So it's really interesting. Here's my take on it. This is my take. My take is that they don't cleanse that place in there. They think that because of the frequency and the work that's being done, you don't need to cleanse it. But I think it does need cleansing. And that space needs cleansing more than any other space. And I think before you start, you have to get the frequency right. You've got to put the energy in certain place where. But I wanted to ask the lady actually. Yesterday night, what did you feel about yesterday night's 7 o'clock session to tonight? Because I would have guessed that she would have said, if she was honest, it wasn't the same energy tonight. So it's interesting. So how are you all doing anyway? Are you all fine? Welcome to Bali. Welcome to Pyramids of Chi. I think on a personal level right now, I've got to say this. If you ask me with regards to spirituality, whether it be healing, whether it be sound therapies, whether it be shamanic practitioners or shamanic healers, whether it be any kind of spiritual work, I would now more than ever put a warning note on everything, because I don't know how to say this, but the evil that is in this world is stronger than it was. 18 years ago, I used to do a kind of shamanic ritual, and that ritual was a deep cleansing on around about 20 to 50 people on a night. And that ritual would take me at the beginning to start. I'd have to be there all day. So I create the circle. I use Mother Nature. I use flowers. I use everything that Mother Nature gives. I use rice. I use candles. And I bless the circle inside and around. It normally takes a couple of hours before I start the work. So I've got the room itself needs cleansing. but the circle needs a little bit more. It's a different frequency and energy. So that's what you have to prepare. Once you've prepared it, then you welcome people, and then one by one you start to do the cleansing work. It normally takes about between 2 and 4 hours. Within that time, you can be sure out of, say, 20 people, there's 1 or 2 that have attachments that, as they walk into the circle itself and sit down, you can see the attachments disappear. This is what we noticed, and then we work on the deep, heavy trauma that the healer then focuses on. It could be in your kidneys, it could be in your womb, where it could be in your chest, it could be in your head, it could rest on your shoulders, it could even be on your knees. But the trauma sits somewhere. That trauma is so vital for attachments. So when you clear the trauma and it's gone, they walk out of the circle. No attachment can attach to them, because that trauma's gone, which is called dark energy, because that's what trauma is. So the reason why I'm sharing this is because I've never seen as much trauma in humanity, and I've never seen as much attachment and entities on humanity, whether it be subtle or whether it be brutal. And I'm seeing it more and more. And what I'm noticing is the shift or the movement of attachment entity. It's what I noticed in that room, and it's dark, but there's candles on. And I knew I wasn't getting anything, and I knew something weird was happening. So I turned round and I opened my eyes and I observed. And what I could see was the movement of attachment moving from person to person, basically flowing from one person to another. Kind of weird. And then there was one point where she was using, I don't know whether it was the gong, a huge gong, but it was used in a way that from a high frequency it turned into almost demonic. And I could feel that shift, and it was awful. And it lasted about 3 or 4 minutes. And then, I don't know what the hell this was, but it sounded like, I've never heard anything like it in my life. It sounded like somebody trapped in between worlds, screaming to get out, calling for help. And I observed and I thought, wow. So I've got to say, hand on heart, whatever it is you're planning in the future with regards to spiritual work, please do your research. Know the person that is doing the work. Scrutinize them, make sure they are of light, make sure they are beautiful beings and you feel their presence of love and light. That's all I'm saying. Be careful these days. Be careful in circles, because you don't know whose hand you're holding or who you sat next to or who's leading. So it's just a little heads up. Other than that, everything's lovely. I had a beautiful day. I looked up this morning when I got on my motorbike and said, Bali, take me to where you want to take me to. So I started driving up there and realised, I'm coming up to the mountain. So I thought, go and have a look at the mountain. Batur. Drove up there, drove back down, and says, take me to where you want me to go. And within 15-20 minutes, I see this sign, healing. And below Batur mountain is a lake. And I think they'll be going in a second. It was beautiful anyway. It was hot springs. And I recommend Mother Nature's hot springs. If there's any hot springs anywhere near you, even if it's an hour or two away, go to a hot spring. It is so healing. It's so beautiful. I spent all day there. That was the best healing, Mother Nature. Okay. Well, I think looks like everybody's going now. But it's been beautiful thus far. It's been a challenge on a night. The jet lag was the worst I've ever had. And it lasted at least 7 days. Now I'm fine. I'm okay. I don't look as bad at all. Other than that, everything's great. And I continue. Tomorrow I am having a healing session with a well-known healer here who's meant to be fantastic. Again, I shall feel his energy. I'll tell you, I want this journey to be a healing journey here while I'm here. Not about writing books or anything. A healing journey. I want to bring my joy back. I want to bring the laughter back that somehow left me because of what I saw happening in this world up till this moment. I want to bring that smile back. So I headed yesterday. I headed to a healer. I drove for 2 hours. I sat down. It was outside of his house. I sat down and waited 1 hour. Lots of people queuing up after me because I came early. And like he works outside of his house, a bit like Kutut from Eat, Pray, Love. Looks just like him. He came out, and I was the first one then. There were 5 or 6 people who looked really in a bad place, really bad. This Oriental lady, I think she might have been from, I don't know. She looked really bad, and I was sending her healing while I was sat next to her. And he came out at 3 o'clock, and he sat down. He didn't even look at any of us, just sat down. There was another guy next to him who was playing the singing bowl. I don't know what he was doing. He was there for a while with somebody else. But the first thing he did was grab some cigarettes and start to smoke. So I turned to the lovely lady and I said, you take my place. And she says, where are you going? Why are you going? I says, well, if he doesn't have any respect for his own body, I don't think I want to be in that energy. And I certainly don't want a healer working on me who's smoking, who's inhaling smoke. So there you go. Like I said, guys, there is something happening with the spiritual world and the healers. And I can't put my finger on it right now. But have respect for yourself. If the healer doesn't feel right, walk away. So I'll let you know what happens tomorrow. So other than that, yeah, everything's great. Bali is beautiful. There's a it's a double-edged sword. No matter where you go, if you want to go to a temple, like anything else, it's like all religions. They just want your money. It's not really about, yes, please come here and experience the love. It's really is all about money. So make sure you bring plenty of money with you. So you drive to the bottom of a road, they won't let you in unless you pay because it's parking. Then, you drive to the street, the guy doesn't let you in because you have to pay the local people to be able to just drive down that street. Then you drive to the bottom of the street, then you pay parking because somebody's wanting money for parking, then you have to pay when you go into any of the spiritual or so-called spiritual temples. So be prepared. Now, if you want to go up a mountain, it's going to cost you. Today, they tried stuffing me today as well. They wanted about 40 euros. And I said, no, I just want to ride my bike just up a little bit. No, you can't do that. And I said, why? I said, I just want to ride up the road and back down again. No, you can't do that. You're going to have to pay 5 red notes, which is 50,000 rupiah. So as I said, it's okay. And I drove away. And as I drove away, I rung Wayan. He said, no, that's not right. You can go up there. You will have to pay a bit, but you can go up there on your bike. So I went back and they started arguing with each other. So then I paid 1 red note. So it's a battle. I think wherever you go in Bali, they basically reap the reward of Bali, and they want your money. That's it, basically. So it kind of leaves a bad taste in your mouth, and you've got to get used to it. So be careful. If you come here, have a plenty of money with you, because through the day it costs a lot if you want to go and visit anyway. It's just a heads up. I'm not battering anything. I'm just telling you the truth. It doesn't bother me. I would, it's not about the money, because I give away tons of money when I'm here to the Balinese that need it. It's when people are forcing it out of you that pisses me off. So I'll give more. I'll tip more. I will just dump a load of money onto one person and say, let that help your family for the next few months, out of love. But when somebody's twisting your arm, that's what bothers me. So make sure you understand why I'm speaking like this. So there you go. I have no worry. I have no issues about paying for anything, guys. It's just sometimes it just leaves a bad taste in your mouth. Anyway, that's it really. Other than that, nothing else to add to that, other than what's happening in the world. I need to shut up now about talking about what's happening in the world, because I'm getting so much negative press now. So many people are really calling me awful names now, saying that I am this and that, and I'm negative, and I'm dark, and I'm evil. I'm getting so many people attacking me now for speaking the truth. And I did say to you, I warned everybody that this would happen. I knew it was coming, but I didn't realize how awful it would be. When truth becomes lies and lies become truth, you're living in hell. And when people are fighting you, when you are only sharing the truth of what's happening in this world, it tells you that there are more people that have attachments. There are more people that have entities and demonic energies inside them than I've ever known in my life. People are riddled with stuff that shouldn't be in them. And that's why you need to look after yourself. You need to heal yourself every day, because nobody is exempt to this attack right now. You need to look after your body. You need to stop eating shit. You need to stop eating poisons. You need to look after yourself. You need to find out what Mother Earth grows for you to heal your body. You need to heal yourself with cleansing. You need to cleanse and cleanse. You need to work on yourself and clear negative emotion, trapped emotion. Start by eating healthy. That's my suggestion, because when you look around this world, when we say it's become a madhouse, when we say it's a world of insanity, that is because people have more attachments. They are not actually listening to their consciousness. They're now listening to attachments. So they're now attacking everything. They are now quick judgment, anger at love, anger at truth. Then they've got attachments. And there's a lot. So there you go. That's my truth. I love you all. Shine bright. You know who you are. Work on yourself. If you're speaking to your consciousness and there is negative messages coming from it, if you're thinking negative all the time, you need to work on yourself, guys. You need to work on yourself. Although it's painful what we see around us and how we feel because of what we see around us, we need to be stronger than the pain that we see around us. That's why we have to work on ourselves daily. So, have a beautiful evening. Take care of yourself. From Bali Ubud, from the Pyramids of Chi. Have a wonderful day, guys. Take care. Cleanse, clear, and let food be thy medicine, and let medicine be thy food. Take care. Bye.